If you have back pain that affects the quality of your life, if it keeps you from doing the activities that you love, and if it just makes you feel old and stiff, I'd like to share with you a 4-prong path to healing. Strength, flexibility, balance, and the 4th one is traction. Let's break each of these down one by one. The first one is strength. And if we look at the spine here, when we think about strength, we're not talking about the bones or the intervertebral discs. We're actually talking about the strength of the muscles that support the spine. So those would be the core and the deep core muscles, but even more importantly, the posterior chain muscles, the muscles that run all the way down the backside of your body, and they keep your spine in alignment and strong as you move. For most of us, we need to develop more strength so we have more stability in our spine. Now, the second element is flexibility. And initially, when you look at a spine, you think, why would flexibility keep me from having back pain? Well, here's the deal. If we're stiff in our spine, like many of us are, we're very often stiff in our thoracic spine and our cervical spine. What that means is when we move to pick something up off the ground, or we lean back or reach back, all that pressure goes down, down, down to L4, L5, S1. This is a hot spot, probably where you're feeling your back pain as well. When we increase the flexibility of the spine, it allows us to more evenly distribute the weight up and down the entire vertebral column, and we're much less prone to injury. Now, the third element is balance, and this is a weird one a lot of people don't realize, but when we talk about balance, we're talking about right and left balance. Let me give you an example. I'm right-handed. That means my right side, my right arm, my shoulder, but all the way down, is stronger but also tighter than my left side. Well, you can't really see that, but internally it's happening, and it shows up in my standing posture, shows up in my walking posture, my running posture, but here's the kicker. When I go to pick something up off the ground, that's when we really see it. That imbalance shows up, tighter and stronger on my right than I am on my left. And when I have that imbalance, we often put imbalanced pressure on our lower back, which can lead to injury. So again, an important part of healing your spine is balancing the right side and the left side so we move in a more functional way. So we talked about strength, we talked about balance, we talked about flexibility. These are really common knowledge, 3-prong approach to healing. But let's talk about that 4th prong of a healing protocol called traction. Let's take a look here at the yoga trapeze. So traction is a therapy where we hang upside down and we actually create more space between our vertebrae. But in your intervertebral discs, when you hang upside down, you can actually create more space. Now, I don't want you to think that you're creating massive amounts of space, but 1 to 2 millimeters, but it can make a huge, huge difference. Pain is often caused by impinged nerve, where an inflamed disc, an inflamed muscle, some sort of internal inflammation is pressing upon a nerve. And when you hang upside down, very often you can relieve that pressure. Now, inversion therapy is actually nothing new. You might not have seen it before, but it's been around for over 100 years. 100 years ago, they'd strap people to a chair and then hang the chair upside down, really dangerous, complicated contraptions. Over the years, it evolved and people started strapping their ankles to pull-up bars. More recently, people have these teetering tables that they lay on and they go back. And the truth is, whether it's crude, whether it's modern, whether it's old-fashioned, all of these inversion therapies, they work. They worked really well for traction, but none of those devices were nearly as simple or affordable as the yoga trapeze, and none of them allowed you to do strength, flexibility, balance, and traction. Most all those other devices are just for traction. So this is the yoga trapeze, and I first discovered this in Thailand. I'm a yoga teacher, but I had a major back problem back in 2006, 2007. I was doing all my normal things, my yoga, my work, but I was in a really high stress point in my life. And I find that with many students, when they have a big back pain flare-up, it's very often a combination of physical stress, but also mental and emotional stress. And that's what happened to me. On a random Tuesday, I couldn't get out of bed. Literally, to turn my head was just so painful, radiating pain that was originating from my lower back, but went all the way up. I went to the doctor and he gave me muscle relaxants and painkillers. He told me in 5 days it would be gone. It took over 5 months to heal my spine. And that strength, flexibility, balance, that was a key part of it. But when I discovered the traction element with the yoga trapeze, it was really a game changer. Here's what I did. I found a crude version of this. I was living in Thailand teaching yoga, and I found a crude version of an inversion yoga swing, a hammock. And I would hang upside down every day. I started with a minute, worked up to 2 minutes, worked up to eventually 7 minutes a day. And as part of my healing protocol, made a huge, huge difference in relieving that back pain. So over the years, I started to manufacture these first for myself and then for my students. And then very, very quickly, we found the popularity of this device really exploded across the world. It's now available in 81 countries. We have thousands of teachers teaching in 43 countries. And here's why. Using the yoga trapeze, using these systems of handles and sling and straps, you're able to build strength, like we talked about, develop functional flexibility, also work on right-left balance, and maybe most excitingly, get traction very, very easily at home. If you're new to the yoga trapeze, I'd encourage you to start off with just 1 minute a day, and then work up to 2 minutes, and then eventually 7 minutes hanging upside down. And be sure to refer to my tutorial videos that come with the yoga trapeze so you can learn how to incorporate all 4 elements: strength, flexibility, balance, and traction. When you do that entire protocol, there's a very good chance that the yoga trapeze can help you. Thanks so much for your interest. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope the yoga trapeze can help you on your back care journey.